Good evening, dear friends. Well, let's get comfortable in front of our YouTube receivers. Tune our antennas for direct signal reception from. Once upon a time, procedures for stretching the spine were very popular, and many people who would like to be taken, grabbed by the head, grabbed by the neck and legs, and stretched out in different directions, gave a good scare a couple of times, and something in their spine would crack, so that everything fell into place. They have a desire to be stretched because they feel that their head is so heavy that it presses on the neck, and at the same time, the vertebrae, their discs, are compressed. All this needs to be stretched from the waist. You want to stretch it all the time, but in life, everything happens. It's a bit different. This is our intervertebral disc. It's structured in such a way that when it's pressed like this, it withstands easily. It withstands. It withstands with pleasure. It likes it. But if you stretch it like this is the most interesting part. It's traumatized, made from these fibers. The fibers of its fibrous ring can't withstand it. This is where the pressure and stretching begin, and these fibers start tearing apart. Imagine how it can be confirmed in this. For example, you have it. You just need a familiar person to be approximately. You need a space, at most a meter. 85 will do. If it's more, this experiment won't be possible. You must conduct it. Approach him. Get closer to his hand. Put it on his head. To him. Bring his ear here. Between his ears. Between the shoulder blades. Because usually these muscles are between the shoulder blades. Trapezius, rhomboids, once you bad, thin, audible, you will, good, and you start to hit him on the head. And that's it. Here, you will hear such characteristic purring. As we call it, the purring of the intervertebral disc. Because this pressure, the disc likes it. When it is pressed from top to bottom, the disc gets a certain pleasure, and you gradually increase this pressure. The more you press, the more you will hear these joyful screams. They laugh and have fun. Intervertebral disc. They like it. Here is the second option. Now, yes, what you do here. Now you approach for the second time. You take it here already. For the occiput, with one hand. With the second hand, you take here for the shell. Also with the ear press, and start to pull up. Pull, pull, pull. And here you hear how they, as if screaming, as if panicking, help. Help, do not understand what is happening. What is it? Who is destroying us? Who is pulling us? Save such sounds that is sounds of panic. They cry between the intervertebral disc. Does not like that. You pull them and they start from this. They cry, their mood spoils after this necessarily a little. You again give them calm down so that they do not get nervous. Here are two situations, but our life is arranged so that unfortunately, no one will ever give you up like this. And never, fortunately, no one will stretch you like this. And our life is cunning and cunning. And therefore, our spine makes such worm-like movements. Where we have stretching of the muscles on one side and compression on the other. And now, pay attention, dear viewers. The quiz begins. And if you have been carefully listening to all the previous episodes, the minutes of the episode, then you can easily answer this question. And if not, then go back to the source and watch this video again. So, the question. In this case, when we have a tilt of the vertebrae to one side, let's say, such a situation that here we have a shortened muscle, and here it is excessively stretched. Which muscle? Let it be the lumbar. And the question, from which side will the disc herniation occur, from this side or this side? So the time has come. We answer the question. We don't peek. We don't look at what others are writing. We write in the comments ourselves. We write with our own mind. You had to watch carefully. So the time is up. Correct answer. That's where the bite occurs. Who answered correctly? You guys are great. Everything is fine, in short. You're great. Who's the author? You all watched carelessly. Watch it again. You answered incorrectly. Correct here. So, friends, we figured out with you why the procedures for stretching the spine arise. Ask what this is, these inversion tables, hanging yourself, various stretching tables. This is specifically for you. This is to satisfy this incomprehensible desire. Because now everyone has already explained that you can't pull. You can't stretch. It accelerates, speeds up the development of hernias, destruction of the vertebrae. Who continues to do this? Those who in the 2000s, 90s, these all became and bought some kind of equipment. Please, but they put them to a minimum so as not to injure you, but so that there was a feeling that something there still stretches you. It's a risky situation, basically. Pulling is dangerous. The disc doesn't like it. This disc tears in general from stretching. If you stretch it, it will tear. If you squeeze it, nothing will happen to it. Today, I will share with you a very interesting exercise to finally correct the curvature, restore the correct position of the shoulder, and balance between the muscles that pull our shoulder forward and those that stabilize it from behind. As we already know, we have two groups of muscles. These are the chest muscles, here in front, and the trapezius muscles at the back. And the main one is the upper trapezius, which should hold our shoulder back, and it does not allow the shoulder to shift forward. And it is the training of the upper trapezius that I will show you now with a few exercises. The first exercise is done with some weight. You stand up and lean forward. Hold on to something. Your hand will make such a movement, you need to take a weight. For example, dumbbells. If you have them at home, or a bottle of water, any carbonated or non-carbonated if you don't like it. And from here we lifted and lowered, we lift and lower. We make a tilt. A small one. If you make a big tilt, your middle trapezius will work more. We need the upper one, so we do it this way, well, as I have just become, so that the tilt was approximately forward at 45 degrees relative to your usual position. And in this position, you lifted and lowered your hand, lifted and lowered. Here, your deltoid muscle will work simultaneously, and this part of the trapezius muscle, which will return your shoulder blade back, usually it is very poorly developed. Usually, this upper part of the trapezius is stretched, and here, this back part, it is poorly developed. So this is the first exercise that really helps to restore the correct position of the shoulder blade. Also, those who have such a hump, a little hill, a hump here. Also, from this exercise, if you will do this exercise, it will also disappear for you. So, be careful. If it's precious to you, be careful with this exercise. The hump begins to form just when the upper part of the trapezius muscle weakens. Here is the first exercise. And the second exercise. It seems we did something similar with you. We did a tire pull with you back here. But to give us a load on the upper trapezius, we need to fix the tire down below. And this pull, it should be slightly downward. You've fixed the tire down below. Also grab it with both hands and start pulling in this position. Pull in such a way that your shoulder blades are well contracted at the back. That is, your task is simply to contract the shoulder blades at the back, but because the tire is slightly below, your muscles will work more. Those that are needed are the upper trapezius, 2-3 approaches of such movements we do. Exactly these exercises, they allow you to hold the shoulder blade well from behind. And this imbalance between the chest muscle and the upper trapezius is gradually eliminated. So friends, everyone who is young, everyone watched. Until new meetings, we put likes, write comments, and send this video to our friends, acquaintances, those who like to stretch them, and vice versa, those who like to contract them, so that they are pleased that they do everything correctly. We do sports, help our parents, click on the bells, wait for the next releases, write in the comments that, oh, how good. This time we liked it even more. Until new meetings.